IFS trained practitioner specializing in spiritual growth and healing, whether you've dealt with and are healing from religious trauma or just looking for support on your journey. I'm so grateful to be here and to support however I can. Feel free to ask questions as we go throughout the time here, and I'll address them at the end of our time. And if you're watching a recording, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, or you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. And if you find this helpful, please share, subscribe, like, whatever makes sense to do, follow, so that others might benefit from it also. And I encourage you too, if it's helpful, I've created a membership for the community here. Good morning, Lynn. And so I encourage you to join as a member. It gives you access. The biggest thing is there's a weekly drop-in that I do on Zoom where you can ask me anything. I'll lead you in a meditation, but you also get some videos and content that is exclusive to members, and that's a growing library of resources. If you have questions about that, send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. But so glad that you're here. If you're new to IFS, check out the website, faithfullygrowing.com, and you can learn more there, particularly under the How I Work tab. And I apologize, this camera is not my friend today. And so, yeah, so grateful that you're here. Today, I'm going to lead us in a meditation. I'll take your questions at the end. Yeah, just so grateful to engage with you. And today I'm going to talk about kind of those future whispers, holding space for what's emerging in us. And so just look forward to sharing that with you. And so let's just take a breath. I'm noticing I'm trying to get oriented this morning. Just take a breath and settle in to where we are. And I'm noticing, speaking of those things that are emerging here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're changing from winter to spring, even though I'm in Wisconsin here in the U.S. and that there was snow flurry yesterday. So it's a slow transition that I'm ready. Parts of me want it to move a little faster, but seeing the blossoms on the trees and just the busy season of life, but just the slow kind of the changes of things that are happening in nature. And I know sometimes we didn't do it this year, but some years we'll tap some maple trees. And even though it's freezing at night and gets above freezing in the morning, that syrup, or not the syrup, the sap begins to run. It takes a lot of boiling to make the syrup, but just as representative of that hidden growth and listening to that quiet inner calling of what's going on in nature, what's going on in us. And so exploring future hopes and dreams with our parts is something that I want to get curious about today, and to recognizing those parts of us that carry vision, tenderness, ambition, and fear. So before I lead us in our reflection and meditation, what are your hopes and dreams for the future? What parts of you are most aligned with these aspirations, and how can you support them without overwhelming others in the system, those polarizations? And some of those ways to support, maybe it's just to give them time and space without pressure. Maybe it's writing down ideas as a way of listening. And just let responsible or action-oriented parts take gentle steps, knowing that they're doing the best that they can and they don't have to work so hard. And some parts may fear, hope, or become confused about what you want. I encourage you, and speaking to myself here, to honor those protectors and approach them with a little bit of curiosity and not so much urgency or agenda or wanting to change. And always, it may be helpful to journal, taking a mindful walk, or just casual self-talk. And so, is there any part of you that's holding a dream? Just welcome that part of the future, of change, of growth, even if it's subtle. And you and I, we don't have to figure everything out. Sometimes it's helpful just to notice and be aware. And so let's do that for just a bit now as we check in. And just begin by settling in, whether you're sitting or lying down. And take a moment to notice your body. Feel the support beneath you. Maybe helpful to let your shoulders drop. Take a slow, deep breath in and out. Let your attention begin to draw inward. And just this brief moment just for you and your system and your parts. And just begin scanning your body gently from head to toe. Notice where there's ease, where there's tension. You don't need to change anything. Just notice what's present. Take a moment just to thank your body and your parts and your inner world for carrying you through this day. Feel your breath grounding you in the present. Now gently invite any parts of you that might be holding dreams or longings about the future to come forward. Maybe there's a part with a quiet hope, or one with a big vision. Maybe even a part that's hesitant or afraid to dream at all, and to hope for future transitions. And let them all know that you're here with curiosity and care. From that place, just simply ask, are there any hopes or dreams you'd like me to hear? What would feel meaningful or fulfilling to you in the future? Maybe another good question. Just sit and be and notice. You might get words, images, feelings. Maybe it's just a sense of something. There's no right way, just listen for a bit and be. may be helpful to notice those parts who are aligned with dreaming. Say, which parts of me feel most aligned with my hopes? Are there any parts that are excited or inspired? Notice who shows up. How those parts that are inspired and hopeful show up in your body. And you might thank them for sharing their energy or vision. Just ask them, how can I support you? What do you need from me to keep holding this hope? Let any responses come gently. Sometimes support is just listening. Sometimes it's writing something down. Other times it's taking a small doable step. But let those parts that are hopeful know that you're open to walking with them, and they bring a lot to the team. And then notice those parts that may be reacting to those hopeful and dreaming parts that may struggle more. And let them know that you see them and that you're holding space. They play a big part in this team too, but they're not alone. They're part of a team. See if there's anything else before we wrap up. Your inner world. Send around a gratitude to your whole system for the courage to show up, whether they're hopeful or whether they're maybe afraid to be hopeful or have more concerns about that. It takes courage. There are often younger parts of you that don't know who you are today. And just thank them and let them know you want to keep building trust and being with them, answering their questions, providing support. And then slowly bring your attention back to where you are. Notice the sounds around you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes if they were closed and bring some movement into the body. And as you move into the rest of your day, the rest of your life, consider gently holding space for those parts who dream, and those parts who may have had their dreams dashed. We're in this together. Those parts are on the same team. And those hopeful parts, they may just carry the seeds of a new, beautiful chapter of growth. But it's hard, and know that you're not alone. I'll hang around for a bit if you have questions or comments. You can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. And if you're curious about what it means to become a member of the channel, and send me comments about that. Would love to have you here. Would love to have you come for a Thursday drop-in on Zoom so you can ask me questions in person and I can meet you. All right. Well, thank you all for showing up. Reach out if I can be of help, and Yeah, so grateful to be journeying with you, and yeah, grateful for your courage and showing up today. Take care.